So I got caught talking about teacher masturbating. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Malik, and today I have another story time for you. A lot of my crazy stories happened in elementary school, so no surprise. This thing also happened in second grade. My best friend, his name is Joe. At the time, he's living in a homestay in a teacher's house with another student that is from sixth grade. So this person from sixth grade, he knows way much more about sex than any of the people like on my grade does. So within the human society, people pass on knowledge from individual to individual. So that's why there is like teacher, student. If you're in the sixth grade, you're supposed to educate them two graders about this new realm of knowledge. So apparently this dude from sixth grade, let's just call him Jack. He's staying in the same house with my best friend Joe. They're pretty good friends. According to Joe, because at the time they used a really thick blanket on their bed in the teacher's house. You know how if you draw your fist down like really heavily onto a small spot on the blanket, there's gonna be a permanent dip on the blanket if you just leave it there. So this dude Jack would just use that little dip for him to put his penis in for masturbating, to just like drill his penis inside the dip as if he's smashing on that pussy. At the meantime, he will also sneak up into the teacher's bathroom and go up to the little closet, grab the teacher's lipstick, and then use that lipstick to draw a little lip on the blanket so that he could be having a kissing experience as well. So when he going all in on that pool blanket and that little makeshift pussy that he just made out of that blanket, he could also be kissing a motherfucker like Marilyn Monroe or some shit. Mind you, the teacher that they were staying with, she was the head teacher back in second grade, who is a 50-year-old lady, serious looking woman, kind of overweight. Maybe her menstrual cycle just ended. That probably explains for her bad temper. Especially every time when she caught you talking in that class, she would literally throw the book at you. She will always have that Chinese textbook on her hand once she saw you talking. I caught you talking, bitch! That type of motion going on. Did she take a picture of herself and put that picture onto like whatever senior dating website there is available right now? The swipe right rate will not be too good. I'm not sure how many people back then would be willing to kiss that old lady on the lip, but Jack sure as hell enjoyed kissing on the desk end of it. Yo, this is actually pretty genius. This is back in the day when there's no sex toys, no sex dolls, no Pornhub virtual reality. We have nothing but your intelligence. You know how that goes. I masturbate by my pure imagination. Pornhub? What are you talking about? I didn't have Pornhub until I was in like sophomore year of high school when I discovered VPN, because in China we don't really got access to the Pornhub, because the Pornhub is a foreign website. I used to buy those cloud drive that is loaded with porns for like 10-15 bucks just to add a little visual into my meat beating process. And there is expiration date to these porn flicks. The platform is gonna take those porn flicks down within 15 days after the initial date of uploading because of sensitive image. If you want some visual while being your meat, you gotta do it right now. But I know that after 15 days, I'm not gonna get this visual. So after I buzz my nut, I will literally wait for 30 minutes and then get my next nut going, and then the next nut going. I'm making the best out of this shit, you know what I mean? It was that type of situation. It was like a porn famine back then. But that's why we call being your meat to your imagination dry masturbation. If my parents asked me what I want for Christmas, I would have told them I want to see that hard drive under the Christmas tree if I was being 100 with them. Anyways, going back to Jack. My best friend told me about the whole Jack fucking the blanket situation. That's like when I first began talking about sex, basically, and we began like making like jokes about sex, everything. We're deskmates on the second semester of the second grade. At the time, we have a wooden table. We use the pencil to like do a bunch of drawings on the table. We began drawing like really promiscuous shit, bro, as the teacher is giving the lecture. At the time, we don't even know like the sexual intercourse and how this whole thing works. Like I don't even know like a man could put a penis inside of the vagina. I didn't know what a vagina looks like back then, but I have like a general idea of like how this thing works. As a matter of fact, I gave at the time what I interpreted as sexual intercourse a name, and that name is, if I translate that name directly into English, that means like sticking your penis. What the fuck does that even mean? Yeah, sticking their penis, because I know like this penis is like hard, whatever the case, and just stick it. I don't even know where to stick this motherfucker at. But anyways, let me just give you guys a general idea of like what we draw on the table at the time. For example, a man will be looking like this. So this is a man. Give it 3 hairs, and then this is a girl. You know what I'm saying? Just like a little simple linear. This is like their bed, whatever. Like, yeah, this is their bed. And then like, for example, at the time between them, we don't know what the fuck happened. So like we would just like draw something like this, like so they're like doing something on the bed. And I still remember this one time, I didn't know like what is really coming out of a man's penis, but I know something is coming out of his penis. As a kid, the only thing I know that's gonna come out of my penis is piss. So I asked him, oh, so since the guy has to like, you know, something's gonna come out of this guy's penis, so it's gotta be piss, right? So they're gonna wet the whole bed. Like, what should they do about it? And then like my friend would just draw a little toilet right here, and this little sewage that the toilet is connected. And then he would just like, my friend would just tell me, so the piss is already flushed down the toilet. It's like this. They just like a really happy couple that's doing something that's called sticking your penis on the bed. And, you know, wooty woo woo would just like draw like a bunch of other shit. Like we draw our classmates as well. Like this is Jake, as mentioned in the last story. And then Jake would just like got his penis cut off, whatever the case. What the fuck? We began drawing like all that crazy shit on the table, and one day, bro, I have this math teacher. She like pretty young. She's like 20 years old, like fresh out of college, whatever the case. She was just giving lecture. We was making like some real porno jokes about this teacher, bro. We was talking about maybe this teacher after the class, after all the people are gone, rub her pussy on the corner of the table. We got a Tekashi 6ix9ine sitting right next to us. And by that, I mean this motherfucker whose name is Brian. He a real snitch, bro. He heard what we talked about. The teacher saw us like talking down there. She thought that we was just not behaving ourselves inside of the class, and the teacher told us to stand up and tell everybody what we was talking about as a punishment. Of course, we're not gonna talk about that shit. This motherfucking Jack was like sitting right behind me, so he heard everything. The teacher was like, oh, Jack, so you stand up, so tell everyone like what they talked about. At first, Jack was pretty reluctant to tell like what the teacher, like what we talked about, even though this not something that you said. Like when you said that shit in front of the public, like, oh, the math teacher is masturbating in the classroom, especially with the presence of the math teacher, it's not going to be great. But the teacher will just keep on pressing at him. At the end, he finally gave up. He told the whole class, Malik and Joe was talking about you masturbating with the corner of one student table after the school let off. The teacher was so mad, bro. Like, damn. But this teacher is definitely way much better than the teacher I had back in 3rd grade. If I got caught by that teacher would send me to the guillotine or something. She will have those people that forgot to turn on the homework going onto the stage, and she will do like a public execution type thing. Slap each of a motherfucker on the face for, 1 to 3 times depending on her mood. So this teacher invite us to the stage. By stage, I mean in front of the whole classroom. And she like, okay, so I'll give you guys the opportunity to just tell the whole class like what exactly did you guys talk about, because like this topic that we talked about is too adult-like. Like this teacher don't really believe at this point, this teacher don't really believe that it actually came out of the mouth of 2 fucking 8-year-olds. At this point, like even though we best friends, we don't even give a shit about each other no more. We just like be thinking about how to get away with this situation. Since we were given the opportunity to speak on what we talked about, of course, each of us wants to blame the whole thing on the other person. In reality, when Joe began talking, I began talking as well. It was basically just like make each other's speech irrecognizable. And you can hear Joe was like beginning a sentence. I began interrupting mid-sentence. And he's like, so Malik, both of us are not making sense at all. We talking at the same time. Nobody understands what the fuck we're saying. And then the teacher was like, you two should do a sketch comedy with one being a straight man. And get the fuck off the stage. Let me continue my class and meet me after class. We got off the stage. Those promiscuous joints, grabbed the razor, raised them all after class, met up with the teacher. We was in the classroom and the teacher just had us like copying like one article for like 5 times before she let us go back home. Yeah, this might diverge from the main storyline, but at the time, Joe was this little kid with pale skin and like small hair, you know, real petite, whatever the case. I have to admit that I've never been a pretty kid. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was a kid, I had this big ass head, bro. Like even till this day, bro, if I like shave up all this motherfucking hair, I got a huge ass head on the top. Like my head on the top is just like, pow, you know what I mean? Like it's like you know what my dad used to call me? He used to call me the grapefruit. The grapefruit, bro, just because I had a huge head. Got a buzz cut, whatever the case. So I wasn't looking too good. I didn't know like why the fuck did I even give a shit at that point. But I remember at the end of the detention, that teacher was just saying this like real casually. He was like, Joe is actually a really cute kid. And then the teacher said nothing about me. And I was like, man, what about me? What about Malik? Damn. Yeah, this is a story, like my fucking sexual childhood. So I got caught talking about teacher masturbating. That was stupid, man. Like when I was a kid, I was on some stupid shit. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section about this story. If y'all like the video, what the fuck? Please hit that subscribe and comment and smash that like button. Y'all motherfuckers support really means a lot to me because that's basically my motivation of telling all these stories, making all these videos. You already know that editing process long as hell. Like I'm doing this shit just to be able to put a motherfucking smile on your motherfucker's face. So peace out.